Hi students, in last session we discussed about the introduction part of the business law, like what are the different sources of business law and introduction to the contract, right. So in this session we are discussing about essential elements of a valid contract. What are the different essential elements if a contract is to be called as a valid contract? So before going to that, I want to remember you the definition of the contract. According to Indian Contract Act 1872, Section 2, subsection H. Here the definition of the contract is an agreement which is enforceable by law is called as a contract. So in simple terms, the contract means when two parties put into writing an agreement which contains certain obligations. Here the obligations means promises which are to be performed by such parties, and such written agreement becomes enforceable by law. There must be an agreement. It must be if in the form of written. What they will written in that agreement? They written the obligations or the promises which they have to perform in the future. So those promises becomes enforceable by law. It becomes a contract. Here enforceable by law means when the agreement has acquired the force of law only of those who are a party to it, and a violation of those obligations would attract legal action, include repudiation of the entire contract. For example, if there is an agreement between X and Y in written form, X said that he will sell his car for 1 lakh to Y on particular date. Y accept that offer. So it is a valid contract. Here they written the obligations on the paper. If any of them violate that promises, the other party can sue on first party. So it creates a legal action. Okay. So in today's session we are discussing the essential elements of a valid contract. According to Section 10 of the Indian Contract Act, they mention several elements then to discuss the contract as a valid one. See this diagram like right. These are the different essential elements of a valid contract. So in the middle one, essential elements of a valid contract. The first one is offer and acceptance. We already know that an agreement is a set of promises, and the promise which is called as a promise, an offer which is accepted, then it becomes a promise, right. So there must be an offer and acceptance and intention to create legal relationship, lawful consideration, capacity of parties, free consent, lawful object, certainty of meaning, possibility of performance, not declared to be void, and legal formalities. So these are the essential elements of a valid contract: offer and acceptance, intention to create legal relationship, lawful consideration, capacity of parties, free consent, lawful object, certainty of meaning, possibility of performance, and not declared to be void, and legal formalities. We will discuss these points in brief. So the first one, offer and acceptance. So, to make a contract, definitely there must be two parties, right? So, basically a contract unfolds when offer by one party is accepted by other party. The accepted offer should be without any qualification and be definite. An offer needs to be clear, definite, complete and final. So, it should be communicated to the offer. And a proposal, when accepted, becomes a promise or agreement. The offer and acceptance must be consensus ad idem, which means both the parties must agree on the same thing in the same sense, that is identity of wills, of uniformity of minds. Here we already discussed that to form a contract there must be two parties. One party makes an offer and another party accepts that offer. So, the offer must be unconditional and it must be clear. There is no vague words. And the acceptance also communicated. When we are made an offer, it is to deliver to the offeree. Here the person who makes the offer is called as offerer. To whom the offer is made is called as offeree. So, offerer has to inform regarding his offer to his offeree. If the offeree accepts that offer and it becomes an agreement or promise. So, an offer which is get accepted is called as agreement. So, to be a valid contract, there must be an offer and acceptance. And second one is intention to create a legal relationship. So, here the legal relation should be created among the offerer and offeree. The intention of the parties to a contract must be to create a legal relationship between them. Agreement of social nature or domestic agreements are not treated as a valid contracts because there is no legal relationships. We already discussed in the prior class that all contracts are agreements, but all agreements are not contracts. Social and domestic agreements are not treated as a valid contract. For example, if a father fails to give his daughter the promised pocket money, the daughter cannot sue the father because it was purely a domestic agreement. But if X promised to sell his car for 1 lakh to Y and he is not sold that, then the Y can sue on X for the car. It is a legal relationship between X and Y. So, social and domestic agreements cannot be treated as a valid contracts. Thus, it is clear that all agreements which do not result in legal relations are not contracts. And the third one is capacity to contract or capacity of the parties to enter into a contract. If an agreement is entered between parties who are competent enough to contract, then the agreement becomes a contract. So, when we are entering into a contract, we have to know the capacity of the other parties. There are certain conditions while we are entering into a contract. For example, minors. We can't enter into a contract with a minor. We already know who is a minor. A minor is a person who is not attained the age of 18 years, right? So, in the eyes of law, those persons are treated as a infants. So, we can't enter into the contract with minors. and persons of unsound mind. They are not even able to understand what is the situations are. So we cannot enter into the persons of unsound mind and drunken persons and idiots. These are the some of the persons in which we are not able to do a contract. And persons restricted by law. If any law says that don't enter into a contract with such persons, we can't enter into the contract with that persons. If we enter into that contract, then it is not a valid contract. So minors, drunken persons, persons of unsound mind, and legally not eligible contracts or not able to enter into a contract. And fourth one is free consent, genuine and free consent. Here the free consent is another essential element of a valid contract. An agreement must have been made by free consent of the parties, even offerer and offeree. The contract would be void in case of mutual mistakes. When consent is obtained by unfair means, the contract would be voidable. So what are that unfair means like coercion, physical harassment, coercion, undue influence, misrepresentation, all these will constitute as a unfair means. So we will not get consent by using these means. The consent must be passed from fair and lawful ways, right? And next one, fifth point is lawful object. Objectives of an agreement should be lawful. It must not be illegal or immoral or opposite to public policy. It is lawful unless it is forbidden by law. When the object of contract is not lawful, the contract is void. For example, X threatens to kill Y if he does not sell his house. Here, the act of threatening to kill is forbidden by law, is not applicable for law. So, the object must be lawful, right? Next one, sixth, lawful consideration. We already know that the offer which is accepted becomes promise. The promise which gives the consideration for both the parties is called as an agreement. Here consideration is very essential. Consideration for both the parties, offerer and acceptancy. So consideration means something in return. In every contract or agreement, there must be supported by a consideration. If it must be lawful and real. If there is no consideration for one party and it is not treated as a contract. To be valid contract, the consideration is must for both the parties. For example, X sells his car for 1 lakh to Y and Y pays X 1 lakh and X gives his car to Y. Here the consideration is there for both the parties and it is a valid contract. So, the consideration must be lawful. It cannot attend for illegal activities. For example, X made an agreement with Y to kill Z. If Y kills Z, X pays Y to 1 lakh rupees. Here there is a consideration 1 lakh rupees, but the activity is not given a status, which means murdering a person is opposite to public law. So this activity is not done. That consideration is not a lawful consideration. And consideration means something in return, not exactly the same, right? And seventh one is certainty and possibility of performance. So when we are entering into a contract, there must be a possibility for doing that contract. The agreements in which the meaning is uncertain, or if the agreement is not capable of being made certain, it is deemed void. Terms and conditions of the contract should always be certain and cannot be vague. Any contract that are uncertain are unconsidered void. The terms of the agreement must also be capable of performance and should not enforce impossible act. For example, giving a life to a dead body is an impossible thing. For that thing, we enter into a contract with other person, it is not a valid contract. If someone says he can add two parallel lines, it is not possible, right? Two parallel lines are not added. So, all these things are unable to perform. If we enter into a contract to perform these activities, then it is not a valid contract. And next one, legal formalities. Yes, we have to maintain a legal formalities while we are entering into a contract. Legal formalities, if any, required for particular agreement such as registration, writing, they must be followed. Writing is essential in order to affect the sale, lease, mortgage, gift or immovable property, etc. We can't purchase the immovable property like land without having registration, right? So, registration is required in such cases. So, it is a legal obligation, and legal formalities in the relevant legislation should be strictly followed. So, if there is any legal formalities which we have to complete in the contract, we should complete those legal formalities. If not, up to completion of that legal formalities, our contract is not treated as a valid contract. These are the different essential elements in a valid contract. First one, see the diagram again. So, offer and acceptance. There must be an offer and acceptance. Offer is given by offerer and acceptance is given by offeree, and once the offer is accepted, it becomes an agreement. Next one, intention to create legal relationship. The contract must be create a legal relationship among the parties to the contract. Social and domestic agreements is not treated as a valid contract because there is no legal relationship among the parties. And lawful consideration, consideration means something in return, so the consideration must be lawful and the consideration must be there for both the parties. And capacity of the parties, here capacity of the parties means the validity or the applicability of the parties to enter into a contract. We can't enter into a contract with minors, persons of unsound mind and drunken persons and the persons which are prohibited by law. And free consent, we have to take consent without having coercion, misrepresentation, fraud, all these should be eliminated. If there is no coercion, misrepresentation and fraud, then the consent is called as free consent. And lawful object, the object must be lawful and legal and it is not opposite to public policy. And certainty of meaning, so the elements in the contract must be certain, it cannot be like vague elements are not there in the contract. And possibility of performance, the contract which we entered is possible to perform, impossible things are not considered as a valid contracts. And not declared to be void, and the contract is not declared to be void. If we enter into a contract with a minor, it is a void contract. And legal formalities, we have to complete all the legal formalities to make a contract valid one. So these are the essential elements of a valid contract. So hope you are all getting the classes. Thank you.